Hello everyone, this is Ian Robinson with Creative 111, and in this video we're going to talk about master properties. Master properties is a feature that was released in this latest release of Adobe After Effects, and it gives you the ability to create multiple versions of a composition without ever having to duplicate the composition itself. Now that's made possible through the use of the Essential Graphics panel. So if you've ever made a motion graphics template before, you're already ahead of the game. Now, since this isn't a tutorial on motion graphics templates, I'm not going to go into deep detail as to how to customize the Essential Graphics panel. If you want to find out more about creating templates, I'll put a link to my free tutorial on Adobe Learn that talks about how to create templates. All right, now first thing in this project, I want to make sure that I'm in the Essential Graphics workspace. So I'll go here to the upper right part of the interface, and I'll click on these double white arrows and make sure I'm in the Essential Graphics workspace. Now you can see I already have 4 different parameters that I've loaded up here in the panel. I want to load up a parameter to allow me to customize the color of my title text. So I'll go up here and press the Solo Supported Properties button, and you'll notice here for layer 1, I have an option for source text, but no options for color. To create that, I need to click on the Animate Flyout button, and then go to the Fill Color and choose RGB. Now I don't want my text to be red, so I'll go ahead and change that color back to white like it was originally, and I'll click OK. But now you notice I have fill color that I can just drag and drop right up into my Essential Graphics panel. Now I want to place this right underneath my title text, and I'll name this text color. Here I'll make sure it's capital T. All right, there we go, text color. Okay, great. Now, in order to see these different parameters, all you have to do is open up another composition where this comp is nested. So I'll open up the 01 Northwest Territories composition. Notice I have my 00 lower third comp already nested in this project. And just so we can see things a little larger, I'm going to go back up here and change to my standard workspace. Now, back in the 01 Northwest Territories comp, I'll open up my options for layer 1, and you notice here I have master properties. Now, this Northern Lights photograph I took at a place called V Lake in Yellowknife, which is in the Northwest Territories of Canada. So I'll open up my master properties section here, and under my title text, I'll just right click on that, and I'll say Edit Value. And instead of Niagara Falls, I'll say V Lake. And notice even though I'm using upper and lower, when I click OK, it's going to use all caps because that's what the master composition was using. I'll do the same thing here for my location text. I'll just right click on there and say Edit Value. And for this one, I'll say Yellowknife, comma, NWT, Northwest Territories. And I'll click OK. And now that's been customized. Now what's great about this is the fact that this customization has done nothing to the master composition. If I go back here to my lower third comp, notice it's still set up with all the original stuff. Let's go back to our Northwest Territories comp here. I want to go ahead and pass this information, V Lake, Yellowknife, Northwest Territories, on to any of the other versions of this lower third. Because if I go to the 02 Yellowknife comp, you'll notice this also was on that same lake, just a different night. So rather than having to retype that, I can go back to my Northwest Territories comp where I've made my changes. And notice anytime you make a change to any of the master properties, you'll get these 2 buttons here. The left button will allow you to pull information from the original master composition. So if I didn't like V Lake, I could go ahead and just pull that, and it'll pull Niagara Falls right back, which I don't want, so I'll just Control Z or Command Z to undo. I want to push this information back to the master comp so it can propagate throughout all the other comps. I'll go ahead and push this right back. And now if I go to my master comp, notice it says V Lake. Now if I go to my 02 comp, it also says V Lake. Let's do the same thing with the actual location. I'll go back here to Northwest Territories, down here, under location text, I'll go ahead and push that back to my masters. Okay, so there's my master. Now it's been updated. I've got my Northwest Territories and I've got my Yellowknife here. Now the master I just created just as a working example. The background video for this is just a general background. This isn't one of the locations I'm going to be rendering, so it's fine that I push this information back through. Let's customize the 02 Yellowknife comp. I want to change the color of this bar. So here I'll open up the master properties like so, and I'll change the top color bar colors. And I'll grab my eyedropper here, and I'll just sample one of these green colors. That looks relatively okay. That's good. If I wanted to customize this a little further, I could go ahead and change my text color as well. But notice, even though I've changed my top color bar just for this one composition, if I go back to my Northwest Territories comp, it still has the original color. So anytime you need to create multiple versions of any kind of graphic, I highly encourage you to check out master properties.